I originally wanted to do a video on this topic simply because thinking about Bruce Wayne's life, his entire existence is like a plot twist. Do you really think Bruce was growing up thinking, oh, I'm gonna become the vigilante of Gotham after my parents were senselessly murdered? I don't think he was out here ready to get the twist of his life that he has to protect his home. Batman just seems like the perfect character to have so many twist endings and plot twists that M. Night Shyamalan is just so jealous. Welcome back, Gothamites. If you're new here, hello. I'm London, aka History of the Batman. While there are hundreds and hundreds of incredible stories about the Dark Knight, many that have been a defining moment within the Batman lore have resulted with an unexpected twist within the story. My personal favorite are those that give a twist ending and makes you want to go back and reread what you just read. For this video, I will highlight many of the best Batman comic book tales that have a surprising twist ending that every Batman fan needs to check out. And all these stories just add to the narrative that the Batman's world is simply complex. But before we get into a very spoiler-filled video, why don't you subscribe to this channel and become part of this wonderful Gothamite community? Oh, before we jump into these stories, I wanted to show you my Bat shirt of the day, which I received in my unboxing of World's Finest The Collection's Heroes and Villains box. See, it has Batman and Joker. This t-shirt is also reversible, and on the other side is a purple tee with Joker on the top and Batman on the bottom. And if you want to see my unboxing of this shirt and all the other sweet DC products in that box, I will link it in the description below. Our first story is Daughter of the Demon. In the debut issue of Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams' character Ra's al Ghul in 1971's Batman issue 232, the Batman is informed that both Dick Grayson's Robin and Raz's daughter Talia al Ghul have been kidnapped. Once Batman, Raz, and Raz's manservant Ubu travel to the Himalayas and have a few tussles here and there because we have to fight because Batman's always fighting. The twist ending in this issue shows that Raz set up the entire kidnapping. Raz only did this to show Batman that he would be the perfect successor to Raz's League of Assassins. And not just that, but he would be the perfect mate to marry his daughter Talia, who was already obsessed with Bruce. A practically perfect Batman Bronze Age tale. Daughter of the Demon's ending revelation would kickstart a long and dangerous dynamic between Bruce, Raz, and Talia al Ghul. Our next story is Batman Damned. I love Batman Damned. The best, that's right, best DC Black Label stories to come out in the last couple years. In Brian Azzarello and Lee Bermejo's 2018 and 2019 3-issue limited series Batman Damned. After Batman and Joker are fighting atop of a bridge in Gotham City, Joker is found dead under the bridge. Once the Dark Knight comes to and realizes he doesn't remember how the Joker died or what happened in their fight, John Constantine comes to help him and investigate. And along the way, we get some very spooky interferences from characters such as Enchantress, Swamp Thing, Zatanna, and the Spectre, who all evidently magnify Batman's guilty conscience through flashbacks and very disturbing images. The end of the story is a really good twist if you know the Batman character, because the Spectre reveals to Batman that Batman did not try to save Joker when he was falling off the bridge, which is very uncharacteristic of him if you think about it. And the ending is also cool because you see the Joker's literal spirit go and habitate some other troubled being in Gotham, which shows that the Joker will continuously live on and torture Batman for years to come, probably. A dark and mystical take on Batman's origin story and his 80-year relationship with the Clown Prince of Crime. Azzarello's examination of Batman's moral code is definitely worth the read for any fan. Our next story is The Broken Bat. That's right, we're talking about this guy. While Doug Minch and Jim Apparel's climax issue of 1993 saga Batman Nightfall led to the inevitable battle between the strongman Bane and Bruce Wayne's Batman. In 1993's Batman issue 497, not only did Bane beat the Batman, which was teased on the now iconic cover by Kelly Jones and Bob LaRose, but he beat Bruce to a bloody pulp all over Wayne Manor in the Batcave and then breaks his spine over his knee. This forces Bruce to step down from the Batman mantle temporarily and gives it to John Paul Valley, who will eventually become Azrael Batman, a crazy version of the Dark Knight. Up to this point in comics, Bane, knowing Batman's civilian identity and taking him out as the Caped Crusader, had really never been seen before. All of this happening to Batman and him failing his city and failing himself was such a big shock to readers, because the reader didn't realize that after this issue, at the end of Batman 497, Bruce would be out of commission as Batman for really the first time in regular continuity comics. It was a shock then, and even this panel is still shocking to this day. It's the story that got me into Batman comics, so I have to talk about it. Our next story is The Batman Who Laughs. Introduced in Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Dark Knight's Metal series, in 2019's 7-issue spin-off series by Snyder and illustrated by Jock, when Bruce Wayne's Batman is infected with the same toxin that turned the dark multiverse Batman into the one who laughs, he not only has to fight off the infection, but also fight himself. It is a very meta issue. The plot twist ending to the last issue of The Batman Who Laughs shows that, sure, the Batman Who Laughs is apprehended by Batman, and Batman is able to rid the infection from his body, which that's solid. But at the very end of the book, you see that Commissioner James Gordon has been infected with the Joker toxin, which all leads into the Secret Six storyline within the Batman Superman comics, where you see 6 characters are infected with a virus that makes them a corrupt version of themselves within the universe. Other characters that have been revealed to fall into this group are heroes such as Shazam and Supergirl. The corruption of Gordon at the end is a fantastic twist to an already twisted storyline, due to the fact that the Batman Who Laughs' destructive force, even if it's relatively new within the Batman's mythology, proves to continue to bulldoze Batman's world in the worst possible ways, which just makes for such great storylines and content. Also, are you reading the latest Dark Metal series? Because man, so good. Anyway, our next story is The Grave. One of the best twist endings in a Batman comic book from the early 2000s is in Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee's chapter 10 of their series Batman Hush, and this was originally published in Batman issue 617. Literally the very end, the last page of this comic is where you see the twist ending. Batman, while fighting in a Gotham City cemetery, sees the current Robin, Tim Drake, being threatened by knife point by the dead second Robin, Jason Todd. While it is shown in the next issues that this Jason Todd isn't actually the Robin returning from the grave, and it was Clayface taking up the image of Jason Todd to mess with Batman's mind, some more courtesy of Hush, Jason Todd's surprise return to the Batman mythos at the end of Batman 617 was a huge shock to readers at the time, especially since Jason Todd hadn't really been seen, besides in hallucinations and flashbacks, since his demise in Jim Starlin's 1989 story, A Death in the Family. And because Jason Todd just surprisingly showed up at the end, people wanted more of Jason Todd, which of course resulted in a few years later, Judd Winnick's Batman Under the Hood, where he brought back Jason Todd into the Batman continuity as the new Red Hood. Our next story is The Tyrant Wing, part of Tom King's long run on the Batman publication. In 2019's Batman issue 60, the Batman is just at his wit's end. From being dumped at the roof altar by Selena Kyle, aka Catwoman, to fighting other rogues such as Mr. Freeze, the Batman's world is slowly crumbling around him, and he really doesn't know how he'll survive. And up until this issue, all of the fingers have been pointing to the villain Bane, wanting to once again systematically take down the Batman, not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. But then, the very last page of Batman 60 shows that it isn't Bane who is the 100% mastermind of this diabolical plan to take out the Dark Knight. No, it is Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne, who is the Batman of the Flashpoint timeline. And evidently, this leads into the last story arc within Tom King's run, City of Bane, where the Batman has to try his hardest to take back Gotham City from both Bane and his father. It's not necessarily the twist that Thomas Wayne is back within Bruce Wayne's world, because he has been brought back into continuity several times over the New 52, DC Rebirth, and current comics. No, it's the fact Bruce's father is the one that is bringing so much distress to his own son's life. Even if it's different dimensions and all that, no, it is still Thomas Wayne. It's still him. He is the bad guy within this story. And that shocked myself and many other readers who read that just a year ago. Don't just read the Tyrant Wing in that short series, but his whole arc I definitely recommend. Our next story is Punishment, which is the 13th book within the long Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale series Batman The Long Halloween, which came out in 1996 and 1997. The concluding issue to this now iconic 1990s run reveals the identity of the Holiday Killer, a murderer who kills in Gotham City on every major holiday, which began on Halloween night. Commissioner James Gordon and the Batman learn that District Attorney Harvey Dent, who has tragically transformed into the villain Two-Face, is the one behind the holiday killing. And then before he's whisked away to Arkham Asylum, he tells Gordon and Batman, hey, I hope you both know this, but there are 2 holiday killers. What? Now Batman, being Batman, the logical man that he is, takes this with a grain of salt, because literally Two-Face is obsessed with the number 2. So to him, he would think, oh, there isn't really a second killer. Like, it's Two-Face's mind. No, it is revealed at the end that the 2 holiday killers were Harvey Dent and his wife, Gilda Dent, who was the one who started the murders on Halloween night, because she wanted to take out members of the Falcone family so they can not only stop controlling Gotham City, but maybe Harvey can like have a break from the office so they can spend more time together. And then this became a husband and wife murder spree, and they literally were bonding over the fact that they were killing people. Like, it is arguably the best murder detective mystery within a Batman story in all of the 1990s. I have no problem saying that. Our next story is Assault on the Court. In Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo's Court of Owls saga, which kickstarted the Batman's world in 2011's The New 52 initiative, Batman continues to learn more about the urban legend of the Talon and the Court of Owls and how they are connected to the Wayne and Batman family. In Batman issue number 10, Lincoln March, who is a candidate to become mayor in Gotham City, reveals that he is actually the younger brother of Bruce Wayne named Thomas Wayne Jr. Apparently was pregnant with Lincoln, or Thomas Wayne Jr., whatever you like to call him. But then at the intersection of Lincoln and March, they got into a terrible car crash. And after the car crash, Martha gave birth to the baby, but the records said, that he did not survive. But clearly, according to official records that Batman has seen, that this is actually a thing. But of course, he doesn't know if the records were falsified. So the fact that at the end of this issue, Batman number 10, that Bruce sees that he might have a brother, like an actual brother that he didn't know about, that's crazy. And it's not just that, but this twist ending to this particular comic gives a very cool connection to Earth 1's Thomas Wayne Jr., who first debuted in 1974, and Earth 3's Thomas Wayne Jr., who is Owlman. He debuted in 1964. While it has been 100% proved that Lincoln March or Thomas Wayne Jr. is actually Bruce Wayne's brother, the evidence presented and built up within Snyder's Court of Owl's tale in all of the issues prior makes this twist ending to Batman number 10 one for the modern Bat history books. Oh, another random twist before we get to our last story is in Batman issue 77, which is part of the City of Bane saga in Tom King's run, where Bane, at the end of the book, kills Alfred Pennyworth and he's still dead, fam. But that was a very big shock to myself, to readers, to anybody breathing. They just killed Alfred like that, literally twisting his neck. What an actual twist ending. That's so dark. But I'm still big mad over that, not gonna lie. I love Tom King's run, but I was like devastated. Okay, the last one that I wanted to mention is one that not only gives a brilliant twist ending, but is still debated upon ever since the debut in 1988, and that is Alan Moore and Brian Boland's graphic novel, The Killing Joke, because those last 2 pages are just simply outstanding. After Batman and Joker fight at the abandoned amusement park, after Joker has shot Barbara Gordon, paralyzing her from the waist down, has kidnapped Commissioner Gordon and put him on a ride, seeing all of Barbara, his own daughter's bloody and naked pictures of her writhing in pain because the Joker is a psychopath, and just ruining so much of the Batman family in one day. And after Batman tries to talk to Joker and tries to get him to see, we need to stop this, we're gonna die, let me help you not be this madman anymore, and Joker's like, nah, it's too late for that. The end of the story, literally the last 2 pages, shows the Joker thinking of a joke, an actual joke that he finds funny, tells this joke to Batman. Joker starts laughing at the joke because it's funny. But the twist is that Batman starts laughing with him, and the panels move to where Batman's laughing and slowly puts his hands on Joker's shoulders. They're still laughing, and then the panels lead to looking at the rain-filled ground. Now, the twist, of course, is that Batman's laughing, especially after such a horrendous day in his life. And what I love about this ending is that Alan Moore has said it is up to the reader's interpretation what you think it means, and even what happens to Batman and Joker after those last panels. There are some people that think that Batman did kill the Joker, and him laughing symbolizes him snapping, because all of the horribleness that happened to him that day, he just can't take it anymore, and that he actually killed the Joker. But the fact that you get both a twist with Batman laughing with the Clown Prince of Crime, and then you think about whether or not Batman did or didn't kill the Joker, all leads to an incredible ending. One of the most popular Batman and Joker tales of all time. Thank you guys so much for watching this video about the best Batman stories with a twist ending. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a bat thumbs up. As always, all of my social media is linked in the description below, including Instagram at History of the Batman. So why don't you give it a follow and become a Gothamite? Check out the rest of the Batman videos on this channel. And of course, please subscribe to this channel so you can become part of this Batman community. It would mean so much to me. If I don't post a new video before this upcoming Thursday, July 23rd, at noon on Thursday, my San Diego Comic-Con virtual panel will be going live on Comic-Con's YouTube channel, all a part of the Comic-Con at Home event. And I am talking with the Harley Quinn writer and artist Jimmy Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. It was so much fun. So I will link where you can check out that panel on Thursday in the description below if you are interested. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was such a fun topic today. And let me know in the comments below what stories you think have a great twist ending or even a plot twist within the story. I really want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will have more History of Batman soon right here on YouTube. Remember, Gothamites, all about peace, love, and Batman. Bye.
What?